A good Saturday morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to you, Bobby D.
Good morning.
And here we are. It is Saturday. It is April the 12th, 2025. This is the CCI radio show, sponsored by Vibrant Souls Health and Wellness. You can follow Vibrant Souls on Instagram, and you can email Vibrant Souls at vibrantsouls@gmail.com. So, yes, it is a cloudy Saturday here, mid 40s.
Yes. No, maybe even low 40s.
Oh,
I
low
think.
40s. I'm sorry. Yeah, low
Yeah, I don't
40s.
even think it's made it to the mid yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think.
Yeah, so here we are. Your favorite weekend duo, Sam C and Bobby D, back at it again for more chaos and mischief.
You know, all these times that we've been doing this, I just noticed something which is really, really funny. The way, I don't know if this, well, this is just totally got to be a sleepy thing. So I was looking at us here on the screen, okay? But on the screen isn't the way we're sitting here.
You just noticed that?
I just noticed that. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I over on that side?
You're like something's wrong. Thought you needed glasses, huh?
I thought I needed more sleep, but I guess I still do.
Well, it has been a real.
Sorry about that. I was like,
okay.
I'm
It is
on the left side of here live in person. But on the screen, I'm looking at it and I'm on the right side of the screen.
You're on the right side of history.
Well, that's good. That's good. I want to always be on the right side of history.
Because looking at myself, I'm on the wrong side of history.
No, because here in real life, you're here on my right.
So I'm your right-hand man.
That's right.
There you go. So good morning to everybody out there. Good morning, Zelma. Good morning, Danetta. We're happy that
good
you guys
morning, lady
are
kids.
here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, it's 412 day here in the Steel City.
That
so
it is.
We're going to talk about that. We got plenty of stuff to talk about.
Oh boy, yes we do.
And
yes we do.
You know, we're just really riding high and still on a buzz. We'll go ahead and get this started. So we are globally connected and connecting the world for 13 years and counting. We are the CCI radio show, and our show begins in just a matter of moments. And while you're at it, make sure you call up your friends and have them subscribe to our channel. Let's get our numbers up.
Get them up.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the show. And if this is your first time, welcome aboard. And again, make sure you click, like, share, and subscribe
In
to
other
our
words,
channel.
Click the like.
Yes.
Click the share button.
Mm-hmm.
Click the subscribe button.
And show some love.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
So you don't miss a thing.
So you click the like, click the share, click the subscribe, and click for notifications.
You can make it into a song for the kids. So, Lady Lee, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And happy Saturday, everybody. Again, we're happy to be here with you guys. Today, it is, check it out, Happy 412 Day here in the Steel City. So we're going to talk about that in just a matter of moments. So, also, I want to just state this real quick. So, I've said this last week and I put this on social media, but I do want to welcome our newest audio contributor, author C.G. Wynn. Welcome her to the audio contributing family. So you're going to hear her in rotation as well on Gospel Excellence, Love Notes, the Back to the 80s podcast, and the Back to the 90s podcast. So congratulations to CG Win, and please let her know you're proud of her. Congratulate her,
Or something.
or something. Just so she knows, that you care.
That's right.
As far as that, so also we will be debuting CG Win tomorrow on Love Notes. So
Very
make
nice.
sure you tune in for that. I did reach out to her and let her know that whenever the next Love Notes is coming up, which is tomorrow. So CG Win, you will hear her voice tomorrow on Love Notes. So stay tuned for that one.
That's good.
Also, if you guys didn't already, make sure you go back and watch Cooking Fun with Mrs. Coverage from yesterday. Another great show from Bobby D yesterday.
So it had to be nice and easy and quick since we had to go to the concert.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about some things here in just a moment. But we want to get back to starting off. It is Happy 412 Day in the Steel City. So what do you have for us as far as 412 Day and why it's so important here in the Steel City?
Well, it is a nod to Pittsburgh area code, of course, which is 412.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives Yinzers, that's what they call those of us in Pittsburgh, Yinzers,
Mm-hmm.
a chance to celebrate the city and its traditions, especially spreading love and kindness in honor of, the 143 Day is really for Fred Rogers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think they also give a nod to I think they also give a nod to Fred Rogers on today as well.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like a kindness day for us here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, one of our local legendary icons, the late great Fred Rogers.
That's right. Well, everybody knows who Mr. Rogers is.
Mr. Rogers neighborhood, Pittsburgh, baby.
Started in Pittsburgh.
Started right here in the Steel City. So,
but it was officially made a holiday here in the Burgh in 2018 with Mayor Bill Peduto.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that made it a proclamation that April 12th should be 412 Day.
412 Day. So here we are on this 412 Day.
Yes.
So happy that it's 412 Day.
I know, it's sleepy.
that too. So what else do we need to talk about here? I just want to make sure I get everything.
Oh, there was something called Shop 412. I'll have to try to find out what
that website.
Well, this is at Shop 412. And then so you're supposed to take a moment to appreciate the rich history and the vibrant culture of the Steel City.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're a lifelong Yinzer, #Yinzer, or a Pittsburgh convert, let's toast to the 412. Even though we don't have any Iron City beer, but we've got our water. Iron City beer, which comes from here, right? Or a glass of Turner's iced tea. Now, I must say, growing up, I did drink a lot of Turner's iced tea.
So did I.
But it makes you go to the bathroom.
It does. But you know what?
I'm very embarrassed.
I'll do you one better. I used to like Turner's orange drink.
Oh, yeah, I did like that too. Mm-hmm. That was very good.
I was more
I forgot about that.
I was more the orange drink person than the iced tea person. Iced tea was my second choice.
I get that.
But their orange drink, I was all about that orange drink.
I wonder if we could still find it.
Probably. I think somewhere. One of our local neighborhood supermarkets has it.
Really?
Even if I get like a little
little one
this,
a little one this big.
I'll be happy to find it because then I'm like, okay, I'll keep it when I want it.
That's true.
So, and Sis says, I'm getting Turner's chocolate milk today. No negotiations.
Oh,
Now
yummy.
you know what? That's another one.
I like that.
Turner's chocolate milk.
I
You
love
got to
that.
get that too.
I love that.
She said heading out, so I'll be listening.
All right, pretty
All right.
girl. We'll see you later.
Great, sis. Be safe out there. Be safe. Be safe out in the streets.
Out in the streets.
on this cloudy,
out in them
cloudy
Yinzer
day.
streets.
Yeah, the Yinzer streets. So, do want to talk about a couple things that we did this past week. This past Wednesday night, we had the privilege of going to see in concert one of the great 90s icons from one of the most iconic groups in the 90s, Blackstreet, David Hollister. And such a performance, too.
Yeah, he did a wonderful job.
Yeah, I like that shot right there.
Yes.
Yeah, you're standing right there.
What a crooner. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, what a crooner there. And, of course, had to get that shot, too. Had to put that up there, too.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, David Hollister, true gentleman.
Yes.
And you liked him from the door.
Yes, absolutely.
When he came out, then when he sat down next to, literally right in front of us, I'm sitting down,
Yeah, well, it was interesting because, I mean, it's actually kind of cool and interesting whenever you're at one of these shows, and the people that are performing will be very honest about conditions that they're going through.
Yeah.
So he, pulled over a chair and he said, "Listen, I'm gonna sit down. I'm sitting down. You guys are sitting down. I'm sitting down." So everybody just kind of chuckled. But then he said, "Yeah, my sciatica is really bothering me."
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my gosh. So he has sciatica. So that makes sense. He can't be standing up the whole time.
Yeah.
Wow. But it was interesting. It was interesting that he let that out. So,
and some other things, just kind of told us some other things, but
yeah, he also, which I thought was funny, said that, I can't remember who said that last year, but who said this last year, but he said, you could always tell what I was going through by the music that I put out.
And I never thought about that.
I mean, it makes sense. You're going through something. You either, like me, I'll write it down. Singers, they'll sing about it. So,
well, I do like the fact that he played, of course, he sang his hits, like
yes,
his
own
stuff.
Hits.
But
yes.
when he had the bust out with no diggity, and, we were all, the whole audience just lost it.
Yes.
Everybody, he said, the word, So, that's something I believe you can go check on our YouTube channel right here. YouTube. So, if you missed any of the videos, because we did put some of the videos on right here so you could watch them as well.
And what we also enjoyed about David Hollister was that he talked about how he told Teddy Riley that when he was out here on his tour, and the tour is called the Destiny Tour.
Destiny Tour.
Tour. And so he's on the Destiny Tour. And he said, so, one of my friends, you all know him, Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley said that he wanted me to perform music from Blackstreet. And and so they're basically going back and forth, like, well, man, I'm going to sing my own stuff. And no, man, I want, hey, if it wasn't for me, nobody would, you wouldn't be in the business. And then David Hollister went into, which, don't get us, because even though we're music people, but this is something we did not, at least I didn't know. I'm not going to put Sam C on this one. I didn't know. Now he says this, and I said, whoa, oh my gosh. So he says, well, Ted, actually, before I got into Blackstreet, I was on a little song called Brenda's Got a Baby.
Yeah.
I was also on another little song called Keep Your Head Up. I forgot what the other one was. Was there another one?
I think he produced some other
Oh,
stuff.
he produced it. But I was like,
Yeah, that
wait,
shocked
what?
us all.
What? So, so of course, you know me, little Miss,
I got to
little Miss
dig
Research. I
deep into
gotta
my
dig.
records here.
I typed in David Hollister, Brenda's Got a Baby. Wikipedia for Brenda's Got a Baby came up, and the first thing it said was sung by, or background vocals or whatever they called it, by David Hollister, and there was another young
Yeah, but
lady,
David Hollister's name was
but
first.
his name was first. And then I did the same thing for Keep Your Head Up. Same thing. First name, David Hollister.
And I'll be honest with you, I never knew that.
All I know is that I loved whoever was singing in the background of Brenda's Got a Baby, because I would be trying to hear Brenda's Got a Baby, and I'd be like, oh wait, I'm trying to sing like these folks in the background.
See, Zelma says that she loves him, and she says, "Oh my, I did not know
You
any of
didn't
that."
know that, did you?
She
No.
said, Brenda's Got a Baby is forever a classic.
Yes, yes. So if you go
back and listen to
go
it.
back and listen, then you'll be like, because I'm sure you as many times as
you'll
heard,
be able to catch his voice now and realize
now that
who
you
he
realize it, because think about how many times have we heard Brenda's Got a Baby? 1,000 times since. And
you mean since we play it?
No, since it came out, and then you hear it and you're like, oh yeah, ooh, who's that singing? That is beautiful. And it was he and another lady, kind of like the dueling voices thing. And I'm like, and I always remember thinking, boy, that couple singing, they sound fantastic. Never knew it was David Hollister.
Yeah.
Never knew. Same thing with Keep Your Head Up. So.
And then we went back there, and as soon as we got home, got settled, sort of, we sat there and pulled up. We watched Brenda's Got a Baby back a couple times, and we're like, oh, I can't believe it. And then Keep Your Head Up back a couple times, and we're like, wow. And then you can like, if you're listening to it, you can spot which one David is.
Yes, because not Keep Your Head Up, but there's another male voice singing
on Brenda's
Got a Baby. So you're trying to like, wait a minute, wait, and then you will pick it, distinguish between the two. But it's like there was like a lead male voice, and then there was a dueling voice between a man and a woman going on. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that's wonderful to know. That's nice little tidbits here that nobody knew.
I didn't know either.
So he kind of gave Teddy Riley, he said he gave Teddy Riley a little bit of a hard time. And then Teddy Riley says to him, but nobody knew who you were until you got with me.
Like, ooh.
Ouch.
Ouch. Yeah.
So he said, okay,
I got you.
So he did perform No Diggity. He did a couple.
Before I Let You Go.
Before I Let You Go. Yeah. So he did a wonderful job. So check it out. We did get some shorts, some videos
right here on our YouTube channel. So you can go back and watch that at your leisure.
Yes. And of course, all rights reserved to David Hollister and his creative team.
Exactly. Now that was David Hollister. So
unfortunately, we didn't get to meet him. He didn't do a meet and greet, which I could totally understand because it was funny.
Another show coming up.
Yes, he was kind of making a joke about the fact that
it was City
Winery tagged him for 5:30, and then the next show at 8:30. So it was kind of like,
he was like, I'm just getting up.
Not used to these 5:30 shows. What is that about? So
that was hilarious, but it was fun to be there. Yeah, Zelma said exactly, Bobby, my jam. So David Hollister, if you've never seen him in concert, make sure you go ahead and watch him as well.
He's on the Destiny tour, so I don't know if he's only going to city wineries. I would imagine not, probably, wherever he can set up
I think he's going other places.
Other venues, yeah. So that's good. So wherever he shows up, if he's close to your town, if he's in your town, go and check him out.
Yeah. Speaking of going and check it out, we've been I mean,
Run it.
I know you've been
Run it.
on a high since last night, and um, yeah. So last night, like I said, David Hollister's concert, really great, great guy. You know, I'm sure he, it would have been nice to meet him, but unfortunately, we weren't able to do so, like Bobby D said.
Yeah, he didn't do a meet and greet. So,
But last night, we had a chance to visit in concert this young man, Kevin Ross.
Kevin Ross.
And I will say this, and you and I both said this to each other. We heard his music, and we're thinking, well, okay, sounds
Yeah,
pretty
sounds
good.
good.
We're thinking, it's going to be a great concert. It went from maybe, if you go from like a scale to 1 to 10, 10, or it might have went from thinking, okay, this is going to be a good concert.
Yes, be good.
It went from good to great to whatever past great is.
Outstanding.
Yeah. He not only he interacted with the crowd. I mean, he was so happy. I think he said it's his first time in Pittsburgh.
First time in Pittsburgh.
And of course,
he wore his black and gold.
Yellow. Yeah, as you can see, it's right there. He came out with his yellow sunglasses and heart-shaped sunglasses.
Heart-shaped. Because he said this was the love.
I should know this.
Let me find it. I'll find it. Kevin Ross.
I want to say Love Theory tour. If he's watching, he'll kill me.
Let me see. I know it was
Love Up Tempo.
Love Up Tempo.
I think it's Love
Up Tempo
tour.
Right. Mm-hmm. Let me see. And I don't know what.
Yep. Love Up Tempo
right.
Tour.
Love Up Tempo Tour.
So, I will say this. Like I said, he was a great performer. Interacted with the crowd. Never slowed down.
He danced all over the place.
All night.
He danced the entire time.
With the exception of maybe like 10 minutes.
No, he danced.
So even when he was standing back.
Yeah, you didn't see where he was on.
Oh.
So he did this thing where he allowed his band, who also are a fantastic group of guys. We had the opportunity to chat
a couple of
with
them
the drummer. Yeah, with the drummer and the bass player. And they are called
Top 5
DC.
Yeah, Top 5
because
DC.
They're all from DC.
So the word top, the number 5 DC. So make sure you guys, if you want to follow them, make sure you go on Instagram and follow them. They were, they were really great as well.
And check it. It was awesome because what Kevin did was he wanted to kind of feature them as well. So the drummer told me that the 4 of them, and he goes, I know we call ourselves the Top 5, but there are 4 of them in the band, and the 4 of them are, well, so is Kevin, but from DC. And he says that it actually kind of works out better for them as a group because oftentimes, singers like Kevin Ross will pick like, okay, I need a drummer, a bass player, a keyboardist, somebody who plays a piano, this and this and this. And they don't, these artists aren't already a band.
Right.
So when Kevin heard of them and found them, was like, oh man, you guys are good. Please come with me. So it was awesome. So what he did was Kevin stepped aside after all dancing around, and he was like, oh, so-and-so on the drums. So he, the dude on the drums banged it out for a while. And so-and-so on the keyboard. And so he went down the line. So when he did that, and you didn't see this part, once he got the guys going,
mm-hmm.
and the one guy was remember doing old school raps and stuff like that. Kevin was off to the side, like just beyond the the curtain, so because he didn't want to take the shine away from top five. So
Okay.
he stepped just out of the frame a little bit. But if you were on the far end, you probably could have seen him. But I
Okay.
just kind of like turned my head a bit, and
You
I'm
probably
like,
saw
"Is
his
he
leg or his foot
dancing?"
or something.
No, I saw his whole body, and he was just on the side.
Because that's how he was all night.
He was.
Just like,
I said,
I
"Oh
was
my
loving it.
gosh!" I'm like, because
Yeah,
I would have
Kevin
thought,
Ross is a beast.
I would have thought myself, I'd have been like, "Okay, you know what? I'm tired. I've been jumping and leaping and going off through this whole show. I'm gonna stand over here to the side and relax."
Yep.
And he danced and danced and danced, and he was even like, he was so excited because he obviously loves the band.
Yeah.
So he was like trying not, and he really wanted to like rap with them too. So he was dancing, and then he kind of like covered the mic. But he was like rapping. He really didn't want to take the shine
Away from
off of the guys, which I thought was very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, Kevin Ross was just such a great talent. And as I look into the comments here, Danetta says he is a talented young man. Yeah, she's no doubt about that.
No doubt.
Hey, Summer Rae, good morning to you.
Good
and
morning.
Bree, Clack and Shimmy.
Hey,
good morning. She says, hello, beautiful people and everyone in the room.
Hey.
Well, we are so glad to see you.
Yes.
We've been thinking about you, wondering how you were doing,
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're such a celebrity as yourself,
that's right.
Thanks for hanging out with us, little folk. And we appreciate you. Good to have you stop past. I'll cherish this moment.
So
I'm just joking. I'm just joking, just being smart.
Well, I have to say something about somebody being smart. Remember what happened at our table yesterday?
Yeah, I'll pull this down for a second, then I'll go back to the next slide. Yeah.
So we were sitting across from this very sweet couple who, incidentally, we exchanged our information and everything. We were hoping that they could be on here,
Right.
pop up, on the show, be in the comments. But they said that well, the lady said, we probably will still be asleep. So we totally get it. If we didn't have our show, we'd probably still be asleep too. So
or not.
Oh,
you talking about them?
Them.
Okay.
So she said that they, well, actually, he, her boyfriend, he is a teacher of Chicago stepping, and we said, "What? Are you kidding me?"
Yes.
So we, and remind me, don't let me get away with not ordering new business cards. I had a business card, but I don't think it didn't have all of my new information, but at least it has something. Right. Yeah, at least I had something. And so I gave him the card, and I'm like, well, you could get in contact with us through something. Well,
it has your email on it.
Right. It has the email. Fine. So, so Sam gave them, the information to this channel. And we said, we would love for you to come on and even talk about Chicago stepping. We said, by the way, speaking of Chicago stepping, we have some folks, we have befriended some folks from Chicago and the Chicago area. Tell you all about it. And, I said, please, if you would come on the show, we would love to have you come on the show because, oftentimes they are in the comments, and I'm sure they would love to hear what you have to say. And, if you could perform or something. And it was really sweet because, so the lady says, are you guys originally from Pittsburgh? I said, because I'm, talking about, Chicago. So absolutely. Yeah. Yes, we are from Pittsburgh, but, we got these friends from Chicago. We haven't met them in person yet, but, we met them during the pandemic and have stayed in touch. And so she says, okay. And she says, well, we're originally from Pittsburgh too, but this Chicago step craze, just kind of took over us. So I'm assuming she does it as well, but he is the one that teaches it. So
That's so cool.
I'm very curious I don't even know what part of town they live in or whatever, but hopefully they'll connect. So we put it out there. So hopefully they will
We'll
come.
hear something soon.
Yeah, hopefully we'll hear something. So.
And to go back to the comments, I see Danetta says, I'm getting ready for a baby shower. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
So we'll be in and out the comments, but listening. And Clack and Shimmy says, you all are amazing. Though you are the sweet one.
You're the amazing one.
You are the sweet one. You are the amazing one. So speaking of amazing, like I said, we already have this one photo of Kevin Ross, but the next photo coming up is this young lady right here. Now, there's really not much. Georgia Rain. Ever so talented, fabulous.
And rain like it's raining outside. Like raining over monarchy.
Yes.
Rain.
Georgia Rain. And, she came out. She was the opening act. She did not disappoint.
No, she didn't.
I mean, she
wore them boots. Oh my gosh!
I don't know how well you can see the boots right there, but
go on our pages. Yeah. Go on our pages.
Yeah, I was trying to get a good shot, but it's probably about as good as that.
No, that was me.
Oh, you?
Okay. That was
well.
me.
Either way, okay.
That was.
But I was trying to get it as good as I could.
Oh, you mean?
That's fine. But Georgia Rain, make sure you follow her on Instagram. This is I am Georgia Rain. She's awesome too, and the whole vibe of talent that he had there
was amazing. They were amazing.
Yeah, Zelma said, I gotta look these other artists up. I just know David Hollister.
Yes.
Oh yeah. You
will love Kevin Ross, Georgia Rain, Top 5 DC.
And do you know who Kevin Ross's two singers were?
Asia and I forgot the young one because he kept calling her 2K.
2K.
But that's not her real name. It was like Brianna. He kept messing me up by calling her 2K because
maybe that's her stage name.
It is now because he said that she he goes this is Asia, and he was like yay, and then he said over here to my left is he said her name, and then he said but we call her 2K because she was born in 2000, and he goes and that's just weird to me.
I'm like, really?
But he's young, he's young himself,
yeah,
but he wasn't born in the 2000s. No, so I get it. But
so even Summer says she has to do the same, looking at other artists.
Yes, check them out. So Georgia, as it's spelled, Rain, REIG, and Georgia Rain, Kevin Ross, of course. Kevin, top 5 DC. I think all three of those acts in particular, Kevin, Georgia, and Top 5, are all Grammy nominated artists. So they are definitely right now being recognized. Georgia, and all of them, but specifically, Kevin was extremely nice and humble and just awesome, and the absolute same goes for Georgia Rain.
Well, let's talk about that.
Georgia?
Well, let's talk about, but I see Danette was asking us a question too while we were getting into Kevin. She says, did Kevin Ross do something where in the background was him singing with himself and making musical sounds like he does on Facebook?
It's
something
like that. He did do a mashup, and he said that which was another awesome thing. He said that I don't just do mashups to like promote my voice and try to push my music out there or whatever. He said, but I do it he goes, the reason why I do these mashups is to give flowers to those artists who
Like paved the way.
who have paved the way, or who have passed on,
Mm-hmm.
or who haven't gotten the real flowers that they should have. And so he said that's just kind of my way of giving them flowers, especially for those who are still here. Which I was like, oh my gosh, I love him. I love him. I love him.
Well,
That's
you know
it.
what else I love?
There's nothing he or Georgia Rain can do.
Well,
no, I am a fan.
What I love is this.
Oh my goodness.
You know what?
I probably should have taken my cape off.
I probably should have taken my jacket off. But here's the thing. You know, when he said that he was going to do a meet and greet within like 5 to 6 minutes or something, whatever the time frame was.
I don't even think it took that long. I think it was already out.
And we're surprised that, we had to wait because we were kind of trapped in there like sardines. So
yeah, we had to wait to get out of the venue itself. So he was doing pictures out in the lobby area.
Yeah, Zelma says she loves Cape.
Thank you, Zelma.
And Zelma says, I love that. Danetta says, because he's a beast with you. He's a beast with the mashups.
Yeah, he sure is. He did a 90s medley and it was beautiful.
Summer loves the photo. Thank you, Summer.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin Ross, when we finally got to him, Bobby extended her hand out and he was just shook your hand
and then I hugged him.
He hugged you back, and then I shook his hand and we did the guy hug thing. I was like, oh my God, Kevin Ross hugging, this is cool, So then that's me being like a big kid too. So when we took the picture, as you can see right there, he is just so down to earth. And, if he wasn't doing anything else, he probably would have talked to us for another 20, 25 minutes. Because he didn't look like he was really doing anything after that. Just kind of standing there and just hanging out. And I told him that, I said, we really enjoy your show. It's such a pleasure to meet you. And he was just like, put his hand over his heart and he says, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. And I said, man, we hope you come back to Pittsburgh. And we'd love to have you come back. We're just, so he was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And who else is cool? Georgia Rain. Georgia
Again,
Rain.
I should have taken off the cape.
Yeah, but you and Georgia almost have the same hair. You see it right there, right?
Yes.
But Georgia Rain, it was funny because here comes Bobby. Bobby taps her on the shoulder. Georgia turns around. And right away, she hugs Bobby and says, you're when she says something about you're the lady sitting right up front and sitting right at, what'd she say, right at the
at the stage or something.
She's like, how can I forget you or something like that? Bobby was having such a great time. And it always makes me smile whenever we're sitting at, places like that. And she's really enjoying, not that she doesn't enjoy herself, but you can just really tell. There's enjoying yourself and there's really enjoying herself. And the fact that you really was enjoying yourself last night.
I love live music.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I love when you interact with the singers because, you'll be waving your hand around and sometimes they'll come by and even though you don't mean to stick your hand out, sometimes they'll just be like, they'll come by and shake your hand. I'm like, what? So I was like, so that was real cool. Someone says, love it.
So she was so funny because she said, so we introduced ourselves and she said, Miss Bobby, you just have your whole own vibe going. I said, oh, thank you. And so she told, because I said, well, can we get a picture with you? And she said,
of course.
Of course. And she goes, there's my manager right across there. Grab her. She'll take the picture. So I did.
Her manager was so nice.
I tapped her and we said, oh, absolutely. So she took a bunch of pictures of us. And this is probably the closest one that my eyes weren't closed. But she was like, my dear, your eyes are, I said, I'm sorry. I said, I got tiny eyes. I'm sorry. So I smiled too hard. They did. And so,
you're beautiful eyes.
To be trying to be my friend. So she said, yeah, to her manager, oh yeah, Miss Bobby, she's just got her own vibe. She was in the front. She was just enjoying herself. I love good music. You know, I said, you all were bringing it. And I said, and talking about bringing it, I said, those boots, I said, you are killing it. You are killing it.
You probably can't see from, well, you could probably see a little bit.
Probably in that first picture better.
It's almost
the very first picture you showed when she was standing on the stage.
It's almost say, y'all look like owners in the industry. These smiles are everything. Owners. Looks can be deceiving, Zoma.
Looks can be deceiving.
It could be one of those fake backgrounds. No, just no. You know, thank you. Yeah, I mean, Georgia Rain is everything, and Kevin Ross is everything, and yeah, you got something there you want to try to show?
Yes, so
maybe you can see the boots from here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't think these aren't the same boots, but still, the girl is working it. So, unfortunately, well, they did say. Well, Georgia said when she was on stage, you know, there's cards on the table, you know, and make sure you scan the QR code. We're like, wait, where? So at least at our table, we didn't have one. So her manager gave us one, and I don't know how well I could keep this up nice and straight, but anyway, she's got a new song out called Turks, or Turks Please. Turks Please, and
can you see those boots from there?
I don't know if I can. So maybe
almost look like almost like the same outfit you wore last night in a way.
So if you can, when you get the opportunity, go back, pause the screen, and then you can scan, so you could hear Turks Please.
Well,
and she's at I Am Georgia Rain on all platforms.
Yep.
So put that. But yeah, look at the girl is bad now.
Yeah. Zelma says her waist is snatched.
Yes.
I need to go walking.
Me too. I'm like, whoa, woo. I haven't been snatched like that in a long time.
And she's just walking around in those boots. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
the boots. Aren't those boots hurting her knees?
The boots were everything. I told her, I said, she goes, oh, Miss Bobby, you can have these boots. I said, no, I can't. I done fell on the floor trying to be cute wearing some boots like that.
Danetta said,
I could hold the boots like this.
Oh, no.
I did hold the boots over my shoulder like that. See, I've got these cool boots. I got these.
Take a picture.
Take a picture of me holding the boots because I done fell on the floor and thinking I was cute. Then broke my ankle. Busted my knees up or something. Trying to be cute in them
well,
shoes.
Danetta certainly screenshotted that.
Oh, good. You're right. Oh, I held it. it.
She said she'll check her out
good
later.
Enough. Okay, good.
She said thanks.
Of course.
Same thing to Zimmeray said, yeah, me too.
Oh, good. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was holding it steady enough. So that's good.
I do want to say this too. So, in talking to Georgia Rain last night, we were getting ready to leave, and I said to her, yes, I'm going to say this on the show because there's nothing to hide here because you were standing right there when I said it.
Okay.
I said, hey, and I just kind of, I looked at you and then I looked at her and I was like, you know, we would love to have you on our podcast. And she looked like, and she's like, I would love that. Aww. And I said, but so who would I need to contact to make it happen to see who?
Because her manager was right there. You know.
Yeah, she said, well, my manager, she's like, you know what? Don't do that. She said, just hit me in the DMs.
There you go.
I'm like, what? I was like, because I don't like to do that.
Exactly.
Because, I just think it's inappropriate or it's not professional.
I get it.
And especially if you don't know somebody. Like, think about it. Like, all our friends here, we can like send them, DMs and it's like,
Right.
But that's not what she said. Yeah, she told me to hit her up in the DMs. So,
maybe she
checks her DMs.
Right. And maybe she would be
the one to say yes.
Maybe she would prefer to be the one to say, okay, yes, I can do that on a Saturday at 10, or no, unfortunately, Saturday at 10 doesn't work.
But let's try to rearrange something.
Exactly. So maybe she just, because, not to be rude to people who are managers and do management, that's very that's a very
And I
important
think her
job.
manager was sweet.
Absolutely. But
Yeah,
maybe
just
she would rather be the one to
do
say
it
yes or
herself.
no
Mm-hmm.
instead of the manager saying, okay, you got a show at 9 o'clock Friday night, but then you got to get up at 10 a.m. to do a, a, a podcast,
Right.
So
Right.
I absolutely understand. I get that.
Yeah, she
I
was
get that.
so, yeah, like see, Summer says, "Oh, I love that," and then Danetta said, "Down to earth like Summer Rae." That's
That's
so
right.
sweet, and
That's
Danetta
right.
would be correct
That's
because
right.
that's how Summer Rae is,
That's how
so down to
Summer Rae
earth.
is. That's right.
So, yeah, so I will try to do that soon. And the other thing that made me smile.
Yeah.
The other thing that
They
made
were
me smile
awesome.
was what happened this morning.
Yes, Sam C
And
had a little
I
surprise.
had quite a surprise this morning because after I posted the picture of me, you, and Kevin Ross last night on Instagram,
Hmm.
not too long before the show started, probably about 20 minutes before the show started, I see a message and it says, one person mentioned you in a story. And I'm like, what? I hit,
Because you don't do stories.
I don't do stories.
Hmm.
So I hit the picture. It's the picture of me, you, and Kevin Ross. Kevin Ross mentioned me
In the
in the
story.
story because I tagged me, you, and him last night. He replied back mentioning me in the story, and I couldn't be more over over elated,
Over the moon right
over the
now.
moon. I'm on. I mean, I was on cloud 9 last night, cloud 10 really, but I'm probably on cloud 11 or 12 now because of the fact that he actually did that, and that's not. And here's the thing: this is the third time that he's actually replied to me because I was talking to him. Um, well, not talking to him, but he was posting different things before he was coming to Pittsburgh, and I said, "Oh man," I said, "Man, we can't wait to see you in Pittsburgh, my brother." And he got back to me, put a heart on it, and then probably about 3 days before he showed up here, well, about middle of the week or whatever, might have been Tuesday, whatever. He posted something else about new music coming out, and I said, "Man," I said, "that's so cool, this new music. We can't wait to see you." Same thing, put a heart on it. But this just took the cake. The fact that he mentioned me in the story, I cannot believe it. Just over the moon at this point. So there it is.
There it is.
And so I see Danetta was looking. Well, wait a minute. I missed one. So Zelma said, if you never keep your head in the clouds, you never have to come back down to earth to live your life. Love it.
Love it.
So Janetta was
Yes.
looking, and then Bree says, "Sorry, I'm in full grandma mode, but
Oh.
I'll do the replay." Bree, we're just happy you came back.
We'll give those sweet little grandbabies a hug from us.
Yeah,
Give them hugs and kisses, and you save one for you too from us, okay?
I like how you said that. Yeah. Janetta says that's awesome. Summer Rae says so sweet. These are great feel good stories.
No.
And Danetta says, y'all moving on up like the Jeffersons, laugh out loud. I absolutely love this. Well, I wouldn't call it moving on up. It's probably just being lucky. But yeah, like I said, Kevin Ross, and I forgot. You know what? I think I have I forgot to add something here. You know what I forgot to add when we were.
What?
If I have this slide up here, you probably can't see it. But no lie, when we got in the vehicle coming home, and I'm getting ready to pay the parking, cancel, the automated parking lot thing, the ticket thing, whatever it is. So I'm like I said, I can't think of the name right now. But anyway, we hopped in the car. We had on, Sirius XM, had on Heart and Soul. Kevin Ross comes on. One of Kevin Ross's songs.
I said, well, I guess I better get that picture.
I could, and I'm like, that just made it even better. I'm like, I just cannot believe this. But there it is right there. So Kevin Ross is up on the screen right there on the radio, playing his song. And something else I didn't mention either too. When we were halfway to City Winery last night, you know how you just listen to various songs on Sirius. We had on a Groove. That's one of our favorite stations to listen to. 70s and 80s. Well, they threw a 90s song on there yesterday. And yeah,
no, I'm sorry.
No,
that's
not
just
that
still
one.
in my head.
So the Netta said Sweet Release is my jam.
Yeah,
it wasn't Sweet
nice.
Release.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Love My Way. But so we're listening to the Groove halfway to the venue. And like I said, the Groove, 70s and 80s music, they do throw some 90s on there. And there was a certain song that came on, the Bobby and I hear every so. They used to play it a lot, but now it must be back in rotation. And I kind of chuckled because I said, you know what? I'm thinking of two people here.
Oh,
so
yes.
I was thinking of two people here, and see, it threw Bobby off.
Yeah, you threw me off there. Okay, sorry.
One person we've met and we adore. Another person we know of through the person that we adore.
Yes.
So the song that came on was a little song called I Love Your Smile. So we're halfway to the venue, and Bobby and I were just like looking at each other like,
like, yay.
And Summer Rae says, I know the song.
I think you might know that song. Miss Summer Rae, you might be a little bit familiar with that one. A little bit.
So, like I said,
Summer Rae might have heard that song before anybody else did. Before it
probably,
even came out, probably.
So, and it was the rap version too.
I know. I almost never hear the rap version.
No.
Because as much as I love rap, you would think I would know the words to that rap. I almost never hear that version of I Love Your Smile. Almost never.
Oh man. Yeah, we were just like.
And what's funny is that in the 90s mashup,
that's what Kevin
I Love
Ross
Your
sang.
Smile was he did a little bit of that.
Boy, did he.
With in the 90s mashup. So I thought that was awesome. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, we know one of the singers he's listened to before.
Apparently.
There's somebody else he should know very well too. Someone who knows that song very well. Someone who just commented.
Someone who just commented, right?
So, but yeah, like I said, Summer Rae, we adore you, and we adore all of you.
Yes.
Netta, we adore you. Zelma, we adore you. Bree, we adore you. We just adore all of you guys. You guys are...
I wish I could sing the song I Adore You. If my voice wasn't all messed up right now, I'd
Karen Wheeler. That's my song. That's my ham. I mean my jam.
Ham. I guess you're hungry, huh?
The ham. No, yeah, I guess I am. And let's see. Someone says not the ham and jam, but the ham and jam. She said, Zelma,
no ma'am,
I'm
no
trying
spam, no green eggs and ham.
She said, Zelma, I'm trying to get ready and type. Ham and jam. That's pretty good though. And
green eggs and ham.
Yep. Is her name Sam?
Is their name Sam?
I am.
Sam, I am Sam.
I eat eggs, not green though.
I will not eat green eggs and ham.
Well, the way eggs are,
I will not
eat that either.
I do not like them.
Except
Sam,
this morning. This Bree said, Zelma's laughing. Bree says the baby is not 7 weeks old, and sure will. I'm sending hugs and love right back. Also, you're well deserving, not lucky.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate that. And Summer Rae said, my cousin Shanice, I love it. And she said, all these flower fans, she's like, I adore y'all too. No, we adore you.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
let me shut up before Summer Rae thinks I'm stalking her. But anyway, yeah, let me be more professional here. So
ridiculous.
So ladies, we appreciate you. You are the greatest. I know, I'm just being cute.
What are you trying to get from the ladies?
I ain't trying to get none.
Okay, just checking.
No, I'm just trying to be
Just
professional.
checking.
So, and she said, well, let's see. Zoma said, Summer Rae says, I adore y'all too. Zoma says, I love her, Summer Rae. Summer Rae says, oh, thank you. She's a sweetheart. Summer Rae says, and a mentor to me when I was in the studio.
Yes, that's right. Because
And
Shanice sang background on on a few of Summer Rae's songs as well. So that's really awesome. I think that
yeah,
I love that she is that that Summer Rae and Shanice are close. Like they are actually close cousins. Where if Summer Rae is so inclined to be like, Shanice, I could use a little, little somebody saying a little backup round about your voice range. What do you think? Yeah, and that
yeah.
I guess what I'm saying, we had a conversation about this morning about some artists who have elevated so much that they unfortunately can't be bothered. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So we won't name any names, but I'm just so thrilled that Shanice is not one of them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That she still stays in touch. Yeah, she still stays in touch with her cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just, I absolutely believe you, Summer Rae, that she's a sweetheart, because so were you. We had the opportunity to meet your mom and your cousin, and Rod is just
my man.
He is
my homie.
Yes, we love some Rod. So everybody we've come in contact with that's related to you is wonderful. So I'm so happy to hear that Shanice is the same. So I just, because we got into a conversation. We got into a conversation this morning about we were talking to the couple. Well, actually, I should say the couple across from us at the table yesterday. They were talking to each other, but you're in tight quarters there, so you hear the conversations.
Oh boy, I wish we didn't hear that.
I know.
I wish you didn't hear it.
I really wish I didn't hear. She was saying, she was just kind of pointing out.
Are we naming names here?
No, we're not naming names.
Okay, good.
She was pointing out, like, oh, I think when we saw so and so, we were sitting here, and right where the couple across from us are, right there, before we introduce ourselves, we were seeing so and so, and we were sitting there, and now we're sitting here. This just general conversation, and she brought up a name of an artist that we both love this person's music, and she said, "Oh my goodness!" And like I said, she was just talking to her boyfriend, having a general conversation. And she brought up this name, and she said, this person was such a jerk. They were so full of themselves, like they could, like the concert itself apparently was amazing. Like, so that the voice was on, the person looked fabulous and all of that. But the person did a meet and greet, and they could just barely, like, okay, let's take a picture, and I told Sam C, I said, I'm happy we missed that one. Sad because I would have loved to have heard this person sing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was so hurt. I was so hurt.
I don't think hurt was a word.
I love, and I was just sitting there listening, like, oh, are you kidding?
Then you told me, and I got crushed.
So sad.
Yeah.
And one of the people that we saw last year also weren't one.
Well, they came into the building
with an attitude.
Yeah. Things didn't go their way, so they kind of took it out on us.
Right.
I don't mean us.
Not us personally,
Yeah.
but the crowd. And it was, again,
And you can tell the
very
crowd was
sad.
kind of, and the crowd was kind of like,
After that, the crowd members, the energy went from to
like, oh, I'm still, oh, you're still here, huh?
like,
Yeah.
well, sorry to have made you come to Pittsburgh.
Right.
Sorry about that.
Oh, let me get back some of these comments. I didn't realize I missed so many. Let's see. Danetta says
I'm
now
done.
I need to. Huh? No, I mean I was just watching them, just like trying to see what did I miss here. Okay, so okay, yeah, I think that's where.
In
So
other words, he
said,
wanted me to stop. I wasn't gonna say the name. I wasn't gonna defame anybody. I wasn't gonna defame anybody.
Well,
I knew better.
Well, we knew who. Yeah.
Continue. Rant over.
Danetta says, now I need to hear my fave, It's For You by Shanice. And she's telling her to play it, laugh out loud. And Summer Rae says, Danetta, that was one of my favorites. Hey, that's one of my favorites. Hey, that's my favorite. Well, I'm not trying to.
I Love Your Smile is my favorite.
Well, that's my second.
That's my second.
It's For You has always been, and I'll tell you why it's been my favorite. When she did that on Family Matters.
Oh, yes, of course.
That was like, and media. I mean, it's just something about that song, the beat, the vibe, it's just like everything.
But you know how there's always a comedian that messes up somebody's song. It's
what Carl went
with poor Carl Winslow was like, oh my God. And then he tried to.
Wait a minute, you're you. Do you know who you are?
And then he was trying to sing and dance like her. I'm like, oh man.
Hey, that didn't mess it up for me.
Like, you messed it up, man.
That didn't mess it up for me.
I would make it my second, though.
Second.
Yeah, but I Love Your Smile. I can never. I love her music, but I Love Your Smile is still stuck. So it's still stuck.
Yeah. And let's see. Summer says we are first cousins.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. That's what I love. That's what I love, because a lot of people aren't even
close to your cousin.
Close to their first cousins. You know what I mean?
I can talk about that.
And then even like a famous first cousin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just
right.
Yeah. So I'm just thrilled that that you all talk and keep in touch and all of that. I do. I'm really thrilled. Like I said, I just if I heard that Shanice was not who I thought she was, I would just like I told you this. I would be number one. I would cry. That'd be the first thing. I'm going to go through a range of emotion. I'm going to cry. Then after I cried and got the tears out, then I would scream. That would be the next. Just to warn you. I'm going to cry. Then I'm going to scream. Then after I scream, I'm going to get angry. To get very angry.
And you think this woman here is the sweetest pie, but you really don't want to see her you don't want to be on the bad side of history here. Just
be who you portray yourself to be. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just so thrilled that Shanice is who she appears to be. You know, because we had a talk about that person the couple was talking about, and so I'm very disappointed. We met somebody who weren't who they appeared to be. Very disappointed with that. But like I said, I mean, I would be very, and we had a conversation about and I think I told Danetta who, but a conversation about a gospel star that I didn't personally meet, but they were on tour with other gospel people when I was working in gospel radio.
Mm-hmm.
And this person, I guess at that point they were, did they really have it pretty well known? They weren't as well known, obviously, as they are now, but
they were pretty well known.
They were getting there,
mm-hmm.
and they were really getting a good.
They were pretty well known then.
Yeah, and I loved their music. I played it all the time.
Me too.
All the
I
time.
played it because of you.
Right.
Because, I was like, you like this artist, I like this artist. But then when the
And
artist
the voice was amazing. And then one of my coworkers at the time told me that this person didn't talk to, I think I'm sure I've spoken about this on here before, that they didn't talk to local DJs and talk to local DJs. They're going to talk to the only talk to national folks. And my poor coworker was just devastated. And I was like, are you serious? And after that, and that's been a long time.
Yep.
And we do not play her music.
Nope.
This person's music shouldn't have said her.
Shouldn't have said her name.
I didn't say her name.
No, I mean,
I said
the person shouldn't have said her name to you.
Yes.
But you were going to know anyway.
I would have probably
worked there.
Right. I would have probably
Then
found out.
When
anyway.
you told me, I was like, okay, you know what? Nope, I won't listen to this person anymore.
Mhm.
I don't care if they come on TV, they're a fraud. And I
They
think
are
that's
a
the way they
fraud.
are. They are a fraud.
They are a fraud.
Faking the funk.
Yes.
We don't like that.
That's right.
You don't fool the cabbages for nothing. Especially not this cabbage right here. And
So silly.
She can
Anywho.
she can see right through. She'll burn a hole in you. She'll look. She'll like she can determine whether you're lying to her face or not. So choose your words wisely with Bobby D here.
He is so silly.
But
He is so silly.
I see. Danetta says, Summer Rae, I couldn't be around Laugh Out Loud. I have to hear her sing that live. I love that song. Summer said, her mom is my twin.
No.
And Danetta says, wow, her mom can sing too. Yep. Very musical family.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, they are.
Bree says, Bobby, I'm teaching now.
Ah, yeah.
So you got something in common.
That's absolutely right.
We got something in common. Let's see, Danetta said, that's amazing to Bree. Summer Rae says, thank you, Danetta. Yes, a lot of us sing. My brother is a rapper. Yep. Okay,
That's right.
I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Danetta says,
Bree. I'm so proud of Bree.
Yeah, me too.
I want to hear more about, where your well, you could send me a message. Let me know what's going on. Yes, send me a DM.
Drop some DMs on me.
Yes.
And Danetta says, that's great, Summer Rae. Y'all be at City Winery next. I'm speaking that into existence. And
I would love it. We'll be Summer Rae's groupies in the front. Yeah.
Or Summer could be like, oh, not these two again. Like, who's these two loud people? And let's see. Summer says she's supposed to redo it. I have to ask her. And let's see, Danetta says,
redo
oh, goody.
Redo.
They redo a song.
I Love Your Smile?
Maybe.
Or, I don't know. Or All For You, maybe.
Maybe. Or It's For You.
It's For You. Mm-hmm.
Danetta said, ooh, goody.
Ooh, goody.
Then Summer Rae is laughing at you. Danetta was just laughing. She said her smile is everything. Summer Rae says, yes, she is beautiful inside and out. And Zelma says, I love your smile. Classic. Yes. And gorgeous. Yes. Danetta says, yes, that heifer. That is? Yeah, yes, that heifer laugh aloud. Saddened by that. Oh, yes. Talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And then she said, ashamed because she can sing too. Well, on to the next.
On to the next. That's
right, because Danetta knows who you're talking about.
I think I told Zelma that too. I think I told Zelma about that.
Zelma will tell you if she didn't.
I think I did tell her. Mm-hmm.
Zelma says, it seems to me their career has been affected by that. They should be on top if it was just the voice. Fortunately, it's a package, especially in gospel.
That's true.
She said, I'll take CC Winans and fam all day.
Yes.
Yes. Good choice.
Got that right. That's a great choice.
Definitely good choice.
That's exactly right.
We have another event to go to today. So actually we got a couple of things to do today. We got a play we're attending this afternoon, which we're excited about. Actually, this past Monday was my aunt's birthday, so we're going to go by and see her and tell her about the crazy people follow us. And she's excited about that, so she'll be happy to see us. We'll be happy to see her. and then whatever else you and I do later. And then we got some stuff to do tomorrow.
Me too.
Yeah.
And tomorrow will be a pincushion.
Yeah. But
time to renew that COVID shot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully the rest of the day we can just lay out.
Yeah.
Lay flat.
I was almost saying, yes, she told me. Okay.
I thought so. Okay, I thought I told you too. So.
Just wanted to make sure that we didn't keep that from you.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't dare keep that stuff from you.
Like I said, hey,
if you ever did something, you let us know. Especially me. You can hound me and say, "Hey, listen, Sam." Something like that. Anyway, but
so silly.
Yeah, but anyway, we like I said, it was a fun-filled week. And we're still feeling the effects of last night, but we're still in a good way. I'm still riding high. Probably still be riding high until whenever. I haven't crashed yet, so probably about time to get something to eat.
Yeah.
Before we bounce on out of here.
Yes.
But literally.
Yes, literally. Literally.
But we just want to thank you guys once again for coming past and watching our show today. We greatly appreciate you guys time and time again. All of you beautiful people, all of you our family, and we're happy for the new subscribers that we do have. So we're on our way up.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I have a total in mind that I'd like to reach by at least end of the year. Don't know if we can make that, but okay. every little penny helps.
Slow but steady wins the race, they say. And
that's how we've been. Slow.
That's right. That's right. It's okay.
Zoma said, yes, I would. Thank you, Zoma. But make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we don't have to reiterate.
we don't have to tell this crew that.
No, we don't have to reiterate that. But hey, if you have any family members or new friends that you might have met, they just wonder, what can I watch on a Saturday morning, or just in general? Boom, point them out to us.
Yes, indeed.
We really appreciate that. And again, tomorrow, Love Notes. I know I don't have the flyer there. I don't know what happened to it, but we will be debuting CG Wynn's voice on Love Notes tomorrow with me, the smooth one. So make sure that you tune in. It'll be on SoundCloud, Podbean, and Buzzsprouts.
That is correct.
For you sometime tomorrow morning. So stay tuned. Yeah, sometime tomorrow morning. Stay tuned for that.
Or sometime tomorrow. Maybe not in the morning.
Yeah, or
depends on when you get to it.
Yeah,
right?
Or sometime tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, but there will be a new Love Notes tomorrow for you guys. So, hey, I got a question. How did you guys did you guys listen to the Crazy People Follow Us last week? If you did, let us know how what you thought about that one. If there's anything that you would like us to do differently, if there's something you didn't like, even on this show today, let us know what you like, what you didn't like. Don't just keep it in because you like us and don't want to hurt our feelings, but
and because you don't want any crazy people following us.
Yeah, criticism is everything.
It is.
Well, good criticism, not saying I don't like you. I never liked you. I don't like you. I don't like your dog. I don't like whatever. But
you could tell somebody might need some sleep. Right?
But anyway,
I'm just saying.
Janetta said, click, click, and share.
That's
right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Great show. And she said, I always enjoy the Crazy People Follow Us show. Now,
it's always crazy people around, Danetta. Always.
You see that, right? I always enjoy the Crazy People Follow Us show.
It is a funny show.
What about the rest of them? No, I'm just joking.
That one's probably the funniest, though.
Because it is the funniest. And she said, not the dog. Hey, well, dog is the first thing that came to my head. So, I mean, could have been cat, could have been rat, could have been bird, something. But anyway, we are looking forward to, Lord willing, being back here next Saturday morning and live on our YouTube channel at 10 a.m. Eastern. In the meantime, check out our YouTube channel during the course of this week. We're going to have Tuesday Talks with Bobby D. This week is, if I'm looking at this,
The 15th?
I think this is, I don't know if this is, well, it's probably etiquette class. Yeah, I think it's
maybe.
etiquette, maybe etiquette class this week. We'll see which one.
Let's see what happens.
There's going to be another coverage critiques for you guys on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
A new cooking fun with Mrs. Coverage is coming Friday. And like I said, Lord willing, we will be back at it again.
That's
live,
right.
10 a.m. Eastern, next Saturday morning, right here on our YouTube channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and thank you for you guys that showed up today. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes. Well, are you ready?
I am ready. And Summer says, have a blessed weekend, everyone. Hugs. Hey, we love you,
You
Summer.
too.
We love you, Danetta. We love you, Zoma.
We
love you, Bree.
Bree.
We love you all.
We love you all, ladies. Thank you for joining us today. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Thank you so much for joining us today. We will see you again really, really soon. Bye.